Hi guys, this video is going to be what I kind of wear almost every single day. Not at school obviously because it is quite dark, but when I'm going shopping and that, this is kind of what I wear. I think it just kind of fits my style a bit more, and yeah, it's really simple. All you need for the eyes is 3 products, and you could also just use 2. I think it just depends upon how dark you want the colour to be and how smudged you want it. Okay, so on my skin as foundation, I have got the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in light, and I just dusted that on with a fluffy brush, nothing too dense because I didn't want that much coverage. And then under my eyes, I have the Garnier Roll On in. When I bought this, I don't think they had the different colours, but now there are 4 colours, so I'll probably be either the lightest one or the second to lightest one. So yeah, and then over the top of that, because this does tend to run a bit, so if you're going to just use this as a concealer, my advice would be to put your eyeshadow on first and then put this on, because it can almost turn a bit watery, if you're rubbing your eyes. And then I've got this over the top, which is the Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear Concealer in number 1 Fair, and I've also got that on Let Me She's and around my nose. Okay, and I'm just keep going. And as my primer, I've got the Gosh Velvet Touch Foundation Primer. There are 3 of these now, but it's just a normal one. I'm not sure what the new one's called, but I know there's an anti-wrinkle one, there's this one, and then there's a new one. I don't know what the new one is. Okay. So first off, I'm going to put a paint pot, and this is in Bear Study. It's from MAC. I also know that Revlon do some cream eyeshadows in the pans, but I just haven't really picked them up. I don't know. I've never really been that much of a fan of cream eyeshadows, if I'm honest, because they always tend to crease on me. But this one really doesn't. And it tends to cling, if I put anything over the top, like a liquid eyeliner, it tends to cling to it and make it more pigmented, so I really like it. So I'm just going to put that on with my finger all over. I always use my ring finger. Well, I tend to use my ring finger when I'm dealing with my eyes, just because this one has got the lightest touch. Okay, that's that. And then you can almost, when you first put it on, it's quite cooling, and then it kind of sets, and it's almost like a powder. If I go back over that, it feels like powder. It doesn't feel like cream eyeshadow anymore, and that's normally my problem for me. They're normally too slippery and they don't really set. So yeah. Okay, so next I'm going to take a black eyeliner, and this is Coal Express by Maybelline. My favourite one is my Barry M one, but I just thought I'd use this for a change, because my Barry M one is starting to wear down a bit. Now, I know mine is newly sharpened, but this doesn't have to be too neat. And try and make it a bit thicker on the outside edge. And then don't bring it in all the way. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. And then we're just going to smudge that just a little bit. I'll put you don't have to do that step if you don't want the the smudge to be that dark, but I like it to have quite a dark, close to the lash line, and then kind of greyate up. And I'm just using a pencil brush for this, just because they're quite stiff, quite stiff and quite dense, so they don't really they just smudge rather than blend, which is kind of the look you want to go for. And as pencils set, this is going to be a bit better than just a blending brush, which won't work as well because it's not dense enough to move the product. You also want to try and blend that in a bit, because as we haven't put any black on the inside yet, you're just going to have like a weird gap. We're going to fix that now. Okay, I'm going to take an angle brush, which is clean, but there's just like some gel eyeliner left which didn't wash off when I washed my brushes. Okay, we're just going to go over the top of that and drag it into the inside corner, just a bit, just a thin line on the inside corner. And I've just took a black eyeshadow from my Sleek palette in Storm. But if you tend to have a lot of fall down when you do makeup, I never really have that much fall down, only if I'm using pigments. But if you tend to have a lot of fall down, then I would do the eyes first and then do your foundation, your concealer, just so you can like tidy it up a bit without ruining your whole makeup. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. And if I hadn't have used the black eyeliner, that line wouldn't have been as dark. So it's just up to you, whatever your personal preference is. I know that some people like prefer lighter eyeshadow, but for me, if I wear things that are too light, my eyes look a bit bulbous because they're so big, whereas darker things, they retract your eyes a bit more. So it's just personal preference. I'm just taking the same brush, but this time we're really going to work it rather than just a quick sweep. And also try and go around in circles. And then just bring it up as high as you want it to go. So as you can see, those are pretty even at the moment. But I just want to work in the bottom a bit more, just so that it is right into my lash line. Because you don't want any gaps. And this smudging really helps if you have gaps. Like when I do liner, I have to be really, really careful, because for some reason I tend to get gaps. So if I'm doing liquid eyeliner or gel eyeliner or whatever, I always go back over it with a shadow, and that's just because if I don't, then I still have gaps, and you can't always get to it with like liquid pens and stuff. So yeah, that's just what I do. But with a smudgy look, you can really work it into your lash line. You can see that. Now, that is pretty much the eyes done. Now, I know that's really, really easy, and I know that some people won't really like this, but this is just what I do. When I go out, because of my, like, dress sense, I don't really know how to describe my dress sense. Like, I tend to wear, like, a lot of black and white. It's a bit, like, grungy, rockerish, but then I always try and keep it a bit pretty. But I like my makeup to reflect that. I never want to look too done. So if you're one of those people that like really like to go out and look like you spend hours on your makeup, then this obviously isn't for you. But if you're a bit like me, you just kind of like to have 5 minutes on your hair, 5 minutes on your makeup, and not really have to think about it too much, then that is kind of what I try and do. And that's what I like people to look at me and think, oh, she hasn't really spent that much time on how she looks. So yeah, it just depends. I think it's just personal preference, personal style. And then we're just going to curl our eyelashes. I know I absolutely hate this eyelash curler. I really need to get a new one. But I always just think, well, as long as it works, it doesn't really matter, but I just hate it. It really pinches your eyelashes, so I really wouldn't recommend this one. My old one, which I did use in videos when I had it, was my Revlon one, and I think I told you at the time that I broke it. And yeah, so I went out and got this one, but the Avon one is actually really, really good, and I think it was cheaper than this one. So that'll do. Okay, now with this look, this is just again personal preference, but if I'm not taking it onto the bottom, which to be honest normally I do wear it on the bottom, but today I just wanted to just wear it on the top, because I find that sometimes if you wear it on the bottom it can also make your under eye circles look a bit darker, just because you are obviously taking black underneath the eye, and if you're not really spending that much time, then you don't really want to like keep correcting it. So if you're just taking it on the top, then only put your mascara on the top lashes, and then obviously when you blink, some mascara will transfer, but you want the top to be the main focus and not the bottom. And this will also help if, like me, you have quite large eyes, then this helps to kind of like shut them a bit, because by putting mascara on the bottom, you kind of open your eyes up a bit. So if you have smaller eyes, then obviously take your mascara on the bottom, but again, personal preference. And this is High Impact mascara by Clinique, and this is just like a sample size that I got when I bought my Clinique 3-step system, and the review is already up. And take it on the outside as well. Now for this look, you really do want dramatic eyelashes. Other mascaras that I recommend as well as this one is the Max Factor Full Slash Effect. I have a really bad lisp, sorry. Which again I've done a review for. I also really like the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. And there's also another Clinique mascara that I got a travel size of, which is the High Lengths mascara, which is actually really, really good. But my favourite is the High Impact, and I do think I'll probably repurchase this in a full size. I think this is probably the best mascara I've ever used. So, yeah. Okay, now for cheeks, I haven't actually put anything on my cheeks yet. And for this look, I want the eyes to be the focus. So I'm just going to take a light blusher, and this is from Accessorize, who have recently come out with a makeup range. It's in Superdrug, and the prices are actually really, really good, and their products I actually really, really like the look of. But I think this is the only product I've got. Whenever I buy presents now, makeup wise, I always buy Accessorize, just because I think they look really, really nice, and the pigmentation isn't too bad. And as well, my friends all like natural makeup. I'm kind of like the dark horse. I was like quite dramatic eyes. But yeah, I bought an eyeshadow. It was the really, really pale one. If you look at the eyeshadow, it's the white one. For my friend, and she absolutely loves it. So yeah, I really do think that Accessorize is a really, really good makeup brand. I haven't tried any of the face products or the mascara, but as far as I know from people I've talked to, the blushes and highlighters and eyeshadows are absolutely amazing. And so yeah, but this is their merged blusher into Starlet, and this is actually my mum's because I bought it for her, but I've nicked it. Okay, now we don't want anything too dramatic, so I'm going to actually take the brush that I used for my foundation, which is a Royal & Langnickel Silk Pro brush and it's just called Powder C100. I got this as part of a set from QVC. So there it is. And then I'm just going to take a bit onto my brush. Okay. And just smile. You just want your skin to look kind of natural. I kind of take, this is going to sound sad, I kind of take my makeup inspiration from Effie off Skins. just because she always has like this really, really natural skin. It looks like she wears nothing, like a tinted moisturiser or something. But then overnight she always wears like really, really dramatic. Well, she did, because she's not, obviously she's not in the new generation of skins, but whatever. She always wore like really dark eyeshadow overnight, but then still kept really, really natural looking skin. And I really, really think that's a nice look. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And I haven't watched any of the new skins because I heard it was rubbish, so I didn't watch it. And I'm still in my Effie phase, so that's fine. Okay, lips wise. Now I'm going to take, if I can find it, a 17 colour, and this is Hawaiian Pink or Hawaii Pink. It is Lasting Fix in Hawaii Pink. And to prime the lips, before I came on camera, obviously, I put some Nivea Milk and Honey lip balm on. And this, I have to say, is my favourite lip balm I've ever used. It kind of tastes like sherbet, but it's the most moisturising lip balm I've ever used. And sorry, that's traffic. And I really, really like it because you can kind of like put lipsticks and lip glosses straight over the top, and it doesn't really interfere with them. I find with Carmex it's a bit greasy, and it doesn't always work good straight under lipstick and lip gloss. It can kind of like move, and then you kind of have weird lips, and I don't really like it, so you always have to wait for it. And with Carmex being so greasy, it takes a while for it to sink in, whereas this is really moisturising, just as moisturising as Carmex, and you can use it as a base for your lipsticks and lip glosses, which is always really important, especially with this being a lasting fix, because it's going to obviously dry out your lips a bit because it does stay on all day. And I'm not going to put too much of this on. Just kind of enough to kind of give a bit of colour to your lips. And that was my everyday kind of smoky look, but hopefully still appropriate for daytime. Not really something that you would wear to school, especially in England. I know in America they're a bit more lax with their their rules on makeup, but in England it is quite strict, and you can't wear any makeup. So obviously this isn't that kind of look. But maybe if you're just going shopping and you want to kind of look a bit edgy and cool, then, well, not cool because it's me, but still you want to try, then this is definitely a good look. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.